All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been starting to go over my own tip calculator program. I've created one, and now I'd like to change it, so rather than using buttons, I'll be using a slider control. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start a new Android project, just as we did previously. All right, I'm going to call this, again, tip calculator. And I'm going to change my path in here. And let's see if that works. Again, take all the defaults. Again, an empty activity. Again, main activity. We're going to get into why you'd want to change all that stuff in a bit, but it's not that important for what we're doing right now. All right. Now, I'm going to come in here. I don't like the fact that that's red, but I'm not sure why it is, but that's fine. I'm going to first come into my res values, and I'm going to go into my strings file, and I'm going to replace that. I've saved the string file from the last program, so I'm going to replace that. So there's my new strings file, which is the old strings file from the last program. File, save all. Then I'm going to come over to my activity main here, and again, what I have done is I have saved the activity main from what I had previously. Let's copy that and paste in that. So this is the same one that I had before. Let's see if it changed there's my design. All right, and then finally, I'm going to come in and go over to my main activity that we had right here. And again, so I don't need this, I'm going to grab all that code, copy it to the clipboard, and paste that in here. All right, so now hopefully, what I have is exactly what I had before. All right, well, this is wrong, so let's do this. All right, I'm going to leave that. I guess I didn't change that, so that's backwards, but that's fine. All right, let's grab this, paste all that in. Now, don't worry about it. This is going to get fixed in just a minute. There. All right. So now I should have literally the same program that I just had. So I'm going to do a file, save all, and I'm going to run it. I never thought of trying to do it like this before. Let's run it in the tablet. See what it looks like in the tablet. Might be very small, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it one way or the other. If this works, then what I'm going to do is pull out the 3 buttons, replace them with a slider control, and go from there. So there's my emulator. Again, I'm asking Mr. Charles Corrigan, who's the department chair, if I can get maybe 8 or 10 different tablets, Android tablets, and it'll work much better if we use that. So 100. 15% looks good, 10% looks good, 20% looks good. All right, I think too, there's a way, what is it? Right, rotate left, back home, overview. And you see how it comes up? Doesn't look as nice, all right, but it's still not bad. Everything is okay except that this stuff right here isn't centered correctly, but everything else looks like it works. Okay, so right now it's working. That's good news. So let's take this and close our window. All right, then what I want to do, and this may look a little funky the way I'm going to do it, but I'm doing this again sort of off the top of my head, but I want to go back to my activity main, and I want to come in, and eventually I want to get rid of this layout here. But I want to instead place right underneath here, I want to put in a slider control. So I've got to find the slider first of all. Is it a scroll view? I don't remember. As always, since I'm not sure, I'm going to jump back into Android scroll view. We can try example. I don't really want a scroll view. I think I want a slider. How to build a slider into your app. I'm not going to download any code or anything, but let's see. Just colors, I don't care about any of that stuff. This isn't what I'm looking for. I don't want an actual slider. Seek bar, I think that's what it is. All right, we're going to try that. So let me jump back into here. Okay, I'm going to see now if we delete this. All right, that removed everything, and that's good. That's actually what I wanted to have happen. But I'm going to come up here and look for a seek bar. There's a seek bar, and I'm going to drag it right there. That's what I want. All right, again, I want to come in and the width and the height, I want the width to be match parent. I want it to take the whole width. That I want to be wrap content. Let's call this seek bar tip right away. And let's make sure that right here I do have some space. This actually isn't bad at all. All right, the edit text will be number. I don't think I want number decimal, because that'll be 0 to 1. I think I just want number. Yeah, let's do number signed, which should mean I can only put in positive numbers there. All right, let's look at all the properties here. There might be a minimum and a maximum in here. I don't remember if there is or not, because I'm doing this all off the top of my head. Let's make sure we put some padding bottom here. We'll put in 20 again. I don't know what happened there. Oh, that was interesting anyway. It seems to have locked up. There we go. I don't want this on margin end. I want this on margin bottom. There we go. I pushed it down a bit. That's what I wanted. So with this, I believe it sets the minimum and maximum to 100% by default. But let's see. In fact, let's do this. Now, when I go back to my code, you'll have to remember, I'm going to have some errors in here now because I've got these, I don't need these buttons anymore. So since those are gone, these are now gone, which means those event listeners will now be gone, which means I'm not going to need, under the calculate totals, this is, I'll leave it in there. It's not going to hurt anything. But let's go and try to do a file, save all, and let's try to run it. And I just want to see what it looks like. I'm going to go back to my phone. right, so here is now, that's going to be for my tip. So as I move it here, that'll be a 50% tip, etc. So I'm going to have to put in the code that's going to allow me to do that. Hopefully what I just said made sense to everyone. All right. And I should have done probably a better job of looking this up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to developer.android.com. And I'm going to look up the seek bar. Seek bar, Android developers, on change listener. Well, I know I'm going to want to add one of those. But let's look here first at the seek bar and see what it all has. Now, this is designed right now, right now when I'm running this, I'm using the mouse. On an actual phone, you'd use your thumb, and that's why they've got Android thumb type of thing on here, okay? All right, so here's our, I want to look at, there's the methods. I wanted to look at some of the properties. So I will want to do one of these on one of those. All right, and I think what I'll do is I'll do this. Let's go back to our code. All right, and we call this in here, we call this seek bar tip. Not a great name. How about if we change that to seek bar tip amount? It's not that big a thing, and one way or the other, but seek bar tip amount. I like that better. All right, so now I'm going to jump back into my code, and now I have to add in here a seek bar and seek bar tip amount, and that will be, I don't have this anymore. I don't, oh, that's, yes, I do. So this will be tip amount in seek bar. Now that's red because I have to come up here and add or import Android.widget.seekbar. All right, now that's no longer the way it was, so this will have to be in here, seek bar tip amount equals, and again we'll have to cast it. Seek bar tip amount. Okay. All right. The other thing that we'll want to do is we'll want to come in here, and I already mentioned this previously. I found that out on the code, and that is we'll want this, we'll want to put in a seek bar on change listener. So I'm going to type in the name of my seek bar, which is seek bar tip amount dot on seek bar change listener. Okay, so when that happens, come on. Good gosh. Let's see. Okay, and I don't think that's a view because I tried doing it the way I did the other ones, so I'll have to check that in code. So let's go in here and say Android seek bar code example. And I'm not looking for any of this stuff. Main activity. Alright, so all I want in there is a new one of these, I guess. Why that's red. See if this is why. I'm going to just copy this. It's going to be wrong at first, but I'll fix it up just a second. Seek bar tip amount. Dot set on seek change bar listener new. Well, let's see if we can do it like this. What was it? It was a new on seek bar change listener. And you can see now, good. All right, so I believe that that's correct, but what I want to do is I want to again call, now I need these routines because even though the only thing I'm going to change it is the way that these are set up, this comes as a group or a package or whatever you want to call it. So I need all of these. I might only put code in the progress changed, but in here I still have to include all of these other ones. All right, on the progress changed, what I want to do is I want to grab whatever that amount was that was in the seek bar. Getting the values from the seek bar in Android, okay. you are looking for. So we want the name of the seek bar dot get progress, I believe. We're going to try that at least. Well, that's what I thought it would be. Okay, so it's an int, and I'm working with doubles. All right, so that's not bad. That's the only thing. So we'll change this to an int, which I think cleared everything up. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work, how this is going to work, etc. But let's do a save all. Let's run it and take a look at it. I'm putting myself out here. I don't mind doing this at all. I don't mind doing it, having something not work, etc. If it doesn't work, then we just move on and we try something else. Don't like the way this looked here with Bill failed. This doesn't look like it's going to change. I'm going to give it about 30 seconds, and if it doesn't, I'm going to go back and try to rebuild it. It's coming here with it. What is that? Try it again. File, save all, and let's try to run it again. See if that comes back and builds. All right, so we'll move this. It has stopped. So it doesn't like something that I'm doing. You can see, keep stopping. So what I'm doing is incorrect. Pretty obvious. All right, I'm at 23 minutes. I'm going to stop with this version. I'm going to go and do some investigatory work, and I'm going to come back and ideally, at least, finish this up. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes.